Hey there! So I am live here with Kirk Thompson of Into the Blue Scuba Diving, and Kirk is Google mapping St Croix. So I'm going to let him describe a little bit of the project to you. So we're really excited about it because this is going to make your St Croix experience that much better. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming in focus. So, hey Kirk, how are you today?
Great, thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about this project.
Came on board with the project because I really wanted to have Into the Blue posted on the Google Maps. And we have a difficult address system here in St Croix. So I talked to my friends at Google, and there's a Trekker loan program where the two green sections here can be loaned out as a backpack. And this has been used in things like the Galapagos Islands, the Grand Canyon, Venice, Italy, going through the channels. And once I had the camera here, they asked me if I could extend that through my requests to driving it around all 1,100 miles of road here on St Croix. So rather than having just the satellite imagery, which we're all familiar with, this also gives us a street level view where you can do virtual walkthroughs or virtual drives or virtual hikes through the island. So for example, the two units came off as a backpack, and I've gone through the lighthouse, the tide pools, we've taken on a boat, brought it around the North Shore, the West End, scuba diving, over to Buck Island as well. So you also on all the golf courses of the island as well. It's about 50 pounds carrying around. The technology is so that the two little black dots up on top are two GPS transponders, and then it has 15 cameras around it that are taking bursts, so it's a virtual 360-degree bubble as you're doing a virtual hike or doing a virtual drive through town. This way, when we have the car go through the city and through the addresses of the residentials, you'll be able to see the business front and identify your business. And this will get more and more a critical mass of businesses listed so that we can make St Croix a much better destination for people to come here. Also, it's a great tool for people that are exploring a place to go and want to see what it's like before they go, or conversely, it's somebody that has been here and wants to show their friends and family what they've just got done doing, especially when it comes to hikes or the neighborhood that they're looking at maybe moving into, because this is just a piece of heaven right here.
It sure is, and we're down here in downtown Christiansted in the harbor right now on a gorgeous day. I just got the pleasure of riding around with you on some of these back roads, which were kind of fun. I know you mentioned that they're definitely four-wheel drive worthy. So what would you say so far has been one of your biggest challenges doing this?
Biggest challenge has... good question. Getting a lot of the community to understand what I'm doing has been a challenge because it is a different type of a technology, and that's part of what I love about being here in the Virgin Islands, especially St Croix, is it is more like the Maui of the Caribbean. It's a step back in time where not everybody is always plugged into everything. You can actually breathe for a moment. So the challenge of bringing sometimes technology into something that is so pure and garden-like, it takes a little bit of an interface sometimes with people to understand what the project is about and how it's going to help out the community.
Cool. And what would you say on the flip side of that is, you know, one of your best takeaways so far?
Best takeaway has been the positive feedback from the people that actually are getting it, and the support that once they understand it, they really do help me out. Got a couple people that volunteer to go hiking. They'll be a couple hundred yards ahead of me so that they're not in camera frame, and they'll be going with a machete, clearing out some of the branches way up ahead. Trash bag does trail cleanup all at the same time that we're doing this. It's been really fun having that. And then driving around, even here, we get people that will wave you down. Hey, what's that? Oh, this is cool. Hey, can I get a picture? And they'll take it with a little sign right here and post it. And it's getting to be really fun, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I would say you probably win some kind of award for having traveled the most on St. Croix. I can't imagine a lot of people in the short amount of time you've been doing this have traveled 1,100 miles on a 24-mile, 6-mile wide at the widest point island. So that's pretty impressive in itself. And you know, building upon, well, you mentioned about these people that were hiking with you. A lot of people may not know this, but this project is a labor of love for you. You're volunteering your time, efforts, everything to do this, correct? And money. So along those lines, like, what motivates you to keep doing this?
I want to see, well, firstly, St. Croix is the first island in the entire Caribbean that has trekker and street view available to it. You can take a look at anywhere in Europe or the United States or most parts of the world. If you go to the bottom corner here on Google Maps, you'll see a little orange character. You can pick him up and you'll see everything highlight in blue where he's been. So if you're looking here in the Caribbean, St. Croix is the first island in the Caribbean to have either the trekker or the street view. And I really wanted to share that with the rest of the world. It's a beautiful place that I call home.
That's so exciting. Now, what's the time frame for all of the images and all of the information that you've input into Google to actually go live?
Okay, so this comes with a couple batteries and has a 500 gigabyte solid state drive. That's usually good for about 6 to 8 hours worth of driving around. Have to mail the discs back in, and the first disc has already been uploaded, the hikes have been, so that was probably 3 months ago.
So cool. So people can go right now to Google Maps to St. Croix, and they can look at the map and see some of the work you've already done on hikes.
Absolutely. Take a look at the lighthouse. It's in the top right corner, or top left corner of the island right here. You can also check out a virtual tour of the cruise. So my first day with the camera was the last cruise ship that we had for the year. So you can start off on the Frederiksted Pier, walk along the streets of Frederiksted and along the beach and see what's there. We took it on horseback with Cruising Cowgirls, which has been a lot of fun. Hi, Jen. It's gone on the golf courses around the island from T-Box to Hole. Been to Point Udall, Jack Isaacs Bay, botanical gardens, a couple of the sugar mills. Those are the things that are up right now. So you can actually already do a virtual tour of the tide pools, of the lighthouse, of the hikes, of the golf courses, of the botanical gardens. It's great. So
that's fantastic.
Take a look.
Awesome. So I'm going to wrap this up with the whole concept of My St. Croix is that every single one of us that visits or lives here, the island is different from each of our different vantage points. So describe for me, what is your St. Croix?
My St. Croix is the entire reason why I came here. This is world-class scuba diving with amazing people. It is truly a garden that people need to explore and experience. The water here in St. Croix is one of the top 5 destinations in the Caribbean. The Frederiksted Pier is considered one of the 7 jewels of the Caribbean. Everybody hears about Bonaire and the Salt Pier. The Frederiksted Pier is also one of the 7 jewels. In 2015, Sport Diver magazine listed the #2 structure dive on Earth, and National Geographic listed it as the #1 place in the entire Caribbean to find seahorses. So that's just the pier. Then you take a look at the rest of the reef. We have wreck dives, and we also have the entire North Shore, which is a wall dive, and the Salt River Canyon is a beautiful underwater river and waterfall, 1/4 mile apart, drops to about 900 feet in between. You don't get exposure of wall diving, reef, wrecks, and seahorses and sea turtles all at once. And then the nighttime diving is bioluminescent waters and just absolutely brilliant. My St. Croix is scuba diving and the wonderful people of this island.
That's awesome, Kirk. And on behalf of all of us on St. Croix, I want to say thank you for taking on this project. It is really amazing, and I can't wait to see where you go with it.
Visit us at Into the Blue Scuba Diving on Facebook, and you can find us online at the letter N to theblue.com. We'll be happy to help you out with anything, and thank you very much, My St. Croix.
Awesome.